Mark, we'll start with Tuesday night, a defeat at Stevenage. I imagine there's a lot of frustrations now that you've watched that back, but a real chance to put those to bed.
Yeah, of course. Well, every defeat is frustrating in some kind of way, and I have to be careful what I say and how I say it, but it wasn't fair the other night, and we can't do anything about that now, but the powers that be know and spoke to me that there was a lot of things wrong in terms of decisions that we should have got and didn't get, and it doesn't really make you feel any better because we started the game really well for 20 minutes and we should have been in front, but we weren't. We lost, conceded 2 bad goals, third one was offside, so that's gone. Full focus now, Grimsby. Players know yesterday when they were in, they're frustrated with themselves. Certainly at the front of the pitch, we didn't spark. You know, we need to be more ruthless than that, and I think that's the word. We have to be more ruthless in front of goal, and that's been the mantra for most of the season. We need to start being really ruthless in front of goal, and so yeah, they're desperate to put things right. So we'll have a good training session today, iron everything out, and get up to Grimsby. And
those first 25 minutes that you touched on there, it really felt like it was going to be a repeat of the Colchester scoreline, didn't it? And it was, but after a few decisions went against you and a few things didn't quite click, the scoreline was reversed, and it just, I suppose, shows how volatile football is as a game, especially at this level.
Some things you can't control. You know, and we can't get bogged down in that now. We can only control what we're going to do today, which is train and try and have a really good session and prepare for the weekend. That's all we can control. And we're not. What's gone's gone. Can't deal with the last 30 games, whatever it is. We've just got to look now at the present and what we're going to deal with today, and then get stuck into tomorrow.
And it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because Grimsby, other than Carlisle, who are right at the bottom, are sitting at the bottom of the form table. But as we've seen this season, it doesn't really mean all that much, does it?
No, I don't think so. When we beat Colchester, everyone was telling me how bad Colchester were, and they'd get relegated, and it was an easy game. They're going to beat Carlisle on Tuesday night, so they can't have been that bad. So it's a season I don't think we'll ever see again, and it's a freak. There's freak results, and there will be freak results. We're having our injury crisis now, in terms of we've lost some big players in terms of the middle of our defence, and Cadden, and we've lost some big players. But it might be somebody else that has an injury crisis that's up and around it now with 5 games to go. So you've just got to play, prepare, and react to what's in front of you. We can't use those players tomorrow. So the boys that do play and get an opportunity, I've got to go and perform and react and stake a claim.
And a word on that injury crisis, it felt like it all started after the Newport game on what can hardly be described as a pitch.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that the staff at Newport, who we get on really well with, said after the game, be careful, you know, you'll get some injuries after playing on this pitch. And you think you're going to be all right, but then we lose players to a couple of strains, you know, Cadden, Stokes, and they were right. So it's a little bit disappointing that I hear that the EFL are then allowing them to change their game to their venue, to the Cardiff Stadium. So we've had to suffer these injuries. But the teams that are going to go and play in Newport now get to play on a pristine pitch and don't have that risk on playing on the sandpit of getting those injuries. So whatever the rules are at the start of the season, pandemic or not, there should be the rules at the end of the season. And it's not right that they get to move their games from their nominated place of play. We had to spend money on our pitch in the summer. There's no excuse for any other team, in my opinion, because they get a lot of money from the EFL, to have not prepared their pitch. We had long enough. There's no excuse that we didn't have long. We had 12 weeks. So yes, it's not very good from the EFL, in my opinion.
And there's been a few times this season that you've mentioned that you knew what you were signing up for at the start of the campaign. there's been a number of examples of that actually. This being one, but also I remember the Stevenage home game playing through when you had 5 players out, and there just seems to be that little bit of inconsistency, doesn't there?
That's it. That's the EFL though. That's the way they are, and there seems to be a lack of real leadership there. But it's as long as we all signed up for it, and we should all get on with that rather than be changing things now with 2 months to go. Should be as it was. We've all signed up to it. Get on with it. Don't moan about it, and finish the season.
And a word on Grimsby now. How are you looking at them, and what do you expect from the Mariners?
Tough game, always. It's a tough place to go. The pitch isn't great, but like a lot of pitches, got some good players. You know, James Hansen, big fan of, proper target man. Stephen Payne, you know, so Linnell John Lewis that they've brought in. We know it's going to be a tough game, and got to deal with it. Got to match it. We've got to go and match their whatever they bring. Got to match that, and then we've got to get the ball down, play our football, and try and take some of those chances that we create.
But I imagine it's one you're welcoming and would like to come, injuries aside, as quickly as possible so you can put Tuesday night to bed.
It's the next game, so we're looking forward to the next game, and that's all we can deal with.